All right, Shalom. First and foremost, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles, as great millstone, and sorry that your brothers doing this thing and considering truth and with charity. And yeah, I just saw this, scrolling Instagram, or whatever, and you can see the caption: during World War II, a British soldier filmed throwing a rock at a Nazi soldier and throwing ammunition. Moments like this were rare but real. Close quarter battles often became so desperate that soldiers used stones, helmets, shovels, etc. All right. And it says war sometimes came down to pure survival, not firepower. All right. And this made me think about the war to end all wars, which is World War III. All right. Which the scriptures, hey, this war ends with fire, man. All right. The point blank period, plain and simple. The Lord gave them the technology to make the nukes so they can be used at his will. All right. Here we go. Isaiah 9. 5. We can straight to the point. For every battle of the warriors with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. So that's how all this ends, man. Is with burning and fuel of fire. Now, we just saw a battle where they was throwing stones. It got violent over, so it's gonna be blood, garments rolled, all these things, man. But this America, all right, the never-ending war, what they call the so-called Middle East, all right, which that's the Valley of Jehoshaphat, which is Western Asia, all right, but they call it the Middle East. Ends with fire, man, thermonuclear destruction. So let's grab this. This Isaiah, it's 54. I feel like I'm in 16. Yep. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth the instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. So what's the Lord's plan here? To end this place with fire. So the tools that he gave man to destroy himself will what? Be fiery. All right, will have the ability to bring fire and burn, man. In fact, this is Second Peter. It has to be hot enough to melt the elements. Okay? 2 Peter 3:10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise. So explosions, loud noises, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. So this is what the day of the Lord brings. A fire that destroys, man. Not only destroys, of course it's a fire, so it destroys. It's hot enough to melt the elements. All right? And not only that, it has to make the land desolate. So it has to be huge. All right? It has to be hot as hell. And also the Lord had to have given man the technology to make this. Well, what can do this? What's so hot? What's the people know it to be capable to destroying whole land masses? That's man-made. All right. What else could it be besides nukes? And what could it be? To turn the land to dust. Nukes, man. Point blank, period. That's what's prescribed to this place, man. This Isaiah, in fact, let's get this. This Isaiah 13. Damn. Yeah, let me just start up, man, and maybe bounce around. Isaiah 13:1, the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. And we know this isn't talking about ancient Babylon, because ancient Babylon was transferred over, man. All right, it was like some basically, how I say this in modern terms, basically like the Marines got in there, took down the king, did a quick strike, and then they just took over, man. All right, like a covert operation, man. Just in so many words, you know. They got in there, took him down, and it was transferred over to the Medes and Persians. This destruction about Babylon right here is going into utter destruction, which we know this is Mystery Babylon, a.k.a. Edom, a.k.a. America. All right? That's Psalms 137. The daughter of Babylon is Edom. The last kingdom to rule in Revelation is called Mystery Babylon, but other scriptures, which we know what solves the mystery, like Lamentations 4, it's going to be Edom that's ruling. 2nd Ezra 6, Edom that's ruling. Okay? Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice to them, shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles. I have commanded my sanctified ones, I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. The noise of a multitude in the mountains like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. All right, that's the Lord's plan, Zephaniah 3:8. So Edom is getting the biggest judgment, but the Lord's going to take down all these kingdoms, man. So we're going to have the battle, you know, them being gathered in the so-called Middle East, the Valley of Jehoshaphat, which means Yahweh's judgment. Yahweh's Shabbat, man. All right, Yahweh's judgment. Okay? That's where the gathering is at. But let's read this over. The noise of a multitude of mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustered the host of the battle. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. All right? So what's being gathered here is going to come destroy the land of America. That's the nukes. All you that been a bow pointed towards Babylon. All right? What's that, Joel? Because you got the Valley of Jehoshaphat, then you got Babylon itself. Both of these things will be hit with fire, man. This Joel 2:1. Blow you the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm on holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of Yahweh cometh, for it is nigh at hand. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness. As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. There have not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. A fire devoured before them, and behind them a flame burneth. So you got the warhead inside of it, and then you got the propeller system that pushes it to where it needs to go. They know this ain't talking about a people, man. This is like a human people. Because even answer called a people. This is talking about a group of missiles. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness, yet and nothing shall escape them. Utter destruction. So this weapon that's coming from what end of the earth to this end of the earth, it's called a group of people, it's called an army, all these things. It's talking about the nukes, man. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen shall they run. It's a group of them. Like the noise of chariots on the top of mountains shall they leap. Like the noise of a flame of a fire that devoureth the stubble, as strong people sat in battle in battle array. Before their face the people shall be much pained. All faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. And they shall march everyone on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. Wherever they sent that, they're going to stay in that fight. Like, when you watch a end-time movie, they show a bunch of missiles being shot off. All right, they stay in their lane. They don't bump into each other. They lined up like an army. All right, ain't no defense system gonna stop it. No Iron Dome. The missiles are gonna go where they meant to go. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. And they shall march everyone on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. Neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk everyone in his path. And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. So no missile defenses is going to work. All right? Because basically what they do is they shoot a rocket, a missile or whatever, at the incoming missile. That shit ain't going to work. They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up upon the house. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief. All right? They're going to go to where they're meant to go, man. They're going to make it there. It says the windows on high shall be open. Okay? Here we go. The earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be dark. And the stars shall withdraw their shining. What is that, man? Nuclear blackout. The mushroom cloud, nuclear blackout, man. All right? And of course, them explosions going to literally shake the earth. That's what the scriptures say. Hey, look. Ain't going to be no throwing rocks at each other. The Lord is bringing total destruction, man. This is Isaiah. Isaiah 24. Drunkard. That's why. Isaiah 24 and 5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinances, broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. So we know that this place ends with fire. All right, the second death. The first one was water. This one is fire. Okay? Let's jump down. Man, verse 10. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. It's going to be totally destroyed, man. All right? Let's see. Damn, verse 18. It shall come to pass that he who flees from the noise of the fear shall fall into the pit. He that cometh up out of the midst of the pit shall be taken in the snare. For the windows on high are open, and the foundation of the earth do shake. So these, here we go again. Back to this is spirit. I didn't know this in the same section. All right. These missiles are gonna come. You know, the elites and some of these people, they got bunkers in like Switzerland, all across the world, right? So they're gonna escape this noise, man, the nukes, right? But all they doing is putting themselves in a trap to be the first ones snatched up, chained up, and going into slavery, man. All right? Ain't no escaping this. The earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. All right? And not the whole actual world, like the whole planet is going to be nuked. But the whole planet will feel this wrath, man. Why? The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. The whole earth is going to shake, man. The literal earth is going to shake. That means infrastructures are going to fall. That means, you know, and I speak as a man with this part, you know, that means there's going to be, but you know, you can visualize it, you know, there's going to be tsunamis, hurricanes, earthquakes. If the earth is shaking, that means the water is going to move too. Right? The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage. and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. All right? So this is going to be a gruesome destruction, man. Get it out your head of you're going to war, you're going to fight for your country and shoot a couple bad guys. No. No. When you get gathered up over in the so-called Middle East, that's going to be your end. If you're here in America, you're not the elect, that's going to be your end. Fire is coming to both those places, man. Let's go back to Isaiah 13. A consuming fire, man. Thermonuclear destruction. All right, Isaiah 13:4. The noise of multitude in the mountains like as of a great people. A tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts, much host of the battle. So, scripture is manifold. You're going to have this little literal gathering in the valley of Jehoshaphat, but also the Lord is going to have these nukes come to take down this place. They come from a far country from the end of heaven, even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. Verse 9, behold, the day of the Lord cometh cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate. And this is literal. The land will be utterly desolate, man. He should destroy the cities thereof out of it. For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be dark in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. All right? Mushroom clouds, darkness. 13, therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall move out of her place, in the wrath of the Lord of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger. This is a reoccurring theme, something that's going to be loud and cause the earth to shake. That's your explosions, man, mighty explosions, going off back to 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 back. Them nukes, man. Okay? Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall move out of her place, in the wrath of the Lord of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger. Verse 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which should not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces. They shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees, excellency. And I know this place was set up by the wise men, man, the so-called elite, the little hats, shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. So this place is going to be turned to desert, man, dust, by fire, just like Sodom and Gomorrah. So that's the technology that was given to man, all right, to waste is nuclear weapons, man. The power of the sun, nuclear fission, nuclear fusion is basically the power of the sun in a bomb. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there. Neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there. The Lord is going to turn America to a fucking desert. What weapon is hot enough to dry out the land, dry out the Mississippi River, dry up Lake Michigan, all right, etc., and turn this land to a desert? A bunch of nukes will do the job, man. And their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satire shall dance there. All right? So this place will be turned to a desert, man. What's going to do that? Nuclear missiles. That's what's prescribed to this place, man. Isaiah 34:1. Come here, Slack, come near, ye nations, to hear and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter. Going back to how that manifold verse 3, I believe it was. All right, because the Lord this is when you read this, just like Obadiah, this destruction is for Edom. But the Lord is pissed at all the nations because they joined hand in hand. So two things must happen. Babylon, which is America, you can call it the face of Edom. All right, got to be destroyed utterly, and then the Lord is gathering these nations up to take down their armies too. Okay, two birds, one stone. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood, and all the host of heaven shall be dissolved. And the heaven, and this gives a good visual description. And the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. So picture that mushroom cloud after the explosion, how it like rolls upward, and then it blocks out the sky. And all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falleth from off the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. And Apostle Hart was the one that, put a good, explained this visual good, man, so we can see it. Because we're not familiar with a fig tree and how it looks when it's ripe. But through the Spirit, we believe the scripture already. It made sense, But when you see a fig when it's ripe and how it arches over, it looks just like a nuke. It makes even more sense, man. And that was a picture that the Spirit had Apostle Hart paint, man, explaining that fig, that ripe fig, man. This truth raw, man. All right. So it's describing nuclear destruction. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, which is just Greek way of saying Edom, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of the rams. For the Lord hath a sacrifice in Bozrah, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. Oh, yeah, let me just keep going to 10, because, man, look. And a unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness. For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance, and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. This destruction that's coming is our deliverance. And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch. This place will be scorched, man. It shall not be quenched night nor day. So this is going to last, man. The smoke thereof shall go up forever. From generation to generation it shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever. So this place is literally going to be set ablaze, man. All right? And these effects are going to last. But the cormorant and the bittern shall possess it. The owl also and the raven shall dwell in it. And if you know anything about like Chernobyl, there's a lot of animals that can deal with the radiation. Actually, a lot of wildlife came back over there. So there's creatures that once, the actual heat and fire dies down, there's going to be other creatures that that dwell here, man. Desert creatures. Creatures that can take the smoke, aka radiation. But the cormorant and the bittern shall possess it. The owl also and the raven shall dwell in it. He shall stretch out upon it the line of confusion and the stones of emptiness. What does that mean? You won't know where Indiana ends and Illinois begins. It won't be any landmarks to show this is this land. It's going to be desert, man. Dust. They shall call the nobles thereof to the kingdom, but none shall be there, and all her princes shall be nothing. That's really the point, man. All right? The Lord is bringing nuclear destruction to this last war, the war to end all wars, man. All right. This shit is it. Zephaniah 3:8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. So the Lord got one last big judgment to bring to this place, and then the kingdom is established, man. Because again, like I said, this is for the controversy of Zion. So ain't no you finna join the army and you may get in this combat, you doing all this training, and you can't train to get hit with a nuke. You're just gonna die. You know, so hopefully it's edifying. All praise, honor, glory to Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shah Ba'asham HaKakodash. Double honor to the apostles of the Great Millstone. And Sausage Brothers doing this thing in sincerity and truth and with charity. Shalom, my Baba Ball.